Hey, welcome to the open house.
Hey.
My name's Cedric.
And my name is Justin with Own Real Estate.
And today we are going over 5 questions as to what you should be asking the agent hosting the open house.
For sure. All right, Cedric, so what is the first question that some of our buyers should be asking when we're at these open houses?
Yeah, I'd say the first question you should be asking is figure out what the seller's situation is.
Okay.
Why they're selling, are they moving up? Is it because of family or is it personal reasons? That's a good thing to take into account as to when asking your first question, why the seller's selling.
Why is that important for, some of our buyers to ask that?
Yeah, good question. I think it's important, one, because, in the case that this is potentially a fit and you do want to proceed with an offer, finding out what the seller's situation is very important and one of the first steps as to creating your offer.
Okay.
An example would be, the sellers still live in the home, right? This one, not so much. This one's vacant, fully staged and everything. But in the case that, they're selling it owner occupied, they may need about 30 to 60 days after the close of escrow to stay in the home. And that would be, a crucial factor when submitting your offer to include in your offer, yeah.
For sure. Second thing is there are disclosures, right?
Yep.
So what's the way that we could ask, let's say the listing agent or the person hosting the open house, are the disclosures ready?
Yeah. I think it's as simple as, hey, are disclosures and the inspection reports ready?
Okay, yeah.
And if they are, that's perfect. You can review it and see if there's any red flags, anything that you can take note of in those disclosures that we can't see with, our naked eye, right? As beautiful as this living room, dining room is, little did we know there's about $30,000 worth of foundation issues underlying here in the floorboards.
Not saying that there is,
just kidding.
It's a possibility.
Just kidding. But yes, disclosures, inspections, that's a great question to ask following that.
DJ, what's the next question that we should ask in terms of,
Yeah, another question that you can ask is what are the recently solds in the area, right? So getting a good idea of what the most recent sold home within quarter mile, half mile radius that's almost similar, if not the same exact layout as the home that we're in now, can be a very strong tell as to what this offer or what the price it will sell for.
And also what the sellers are looking at as well, right?
Exactly.
What the listing agent was able to share with the sellers as to, hey, this house was listed at this and this is what it's sold for, right? So it definitely gives an advantage when looking at comparables.
Exactly. So Justin, what's the next question we should be asking at an open house?
So the next question we'll be asking is, what does the offer situation look like in terms of, are they accepting preemptives? Yep. Is there an offer deadline? That way we should know if we should pivot or not, right? Yeah. What else about that?
Yeah, I mean, piggybacking off of what you said, knowing what the offer situation looks like as you mentioned, offer deadline, then we know we don't have the option to submit an offer early. We have to wait until that certain day. Or if it's offers as they come, for example, that way we know that we need to pivot and we can submit an offer as early as possible so we can get into talks with the listing agent and sellers a lot closer.
All right, CJ, last question, what is it?
Last question we should be asking is, what does the neighborhood look like?
Yeah.
Asking a ton of neighborhood questions, right?
Safety, right?
Exactly. Seeing what type of schools are in the area, if there's a high-rated school or a low-rated school, or even just transportation nearby. I'd say that's a big one. Another neighborhood question that comes to mind is, are there any shopping centers nearby? Are there any parks,
Where's the nearest grocery store?
Exactly.
Basic amenities, hospitals, right?
Yeah. All great questions as to what you can ask at an open house.
For sure. All right, so those are the 5 most common, basic, simple questions you could ask the listing agent, just to get a better idea of what the house consists of and what comes with the neighborhood as well.
Yeah, and on top of that, we would love to elaborate more on what the in-depth questions would look like. That's where Justin comes into play, that's where I come into play, and we'll give you a little bit more secrets and tips and tricks on our end when you do decide to work with us.
Or what those questions actually mean.
Yeah. How does that actually affect your offer?
Yeah.
And from there, hopefully we get you in your dream home. Again, this is Cedric.
And Justin.
We're both with Own Real Estate. We just went over the 5 questions on what it looks like when touring an open house and what to ask. We'll see you guys in the next video.